Hello everyone, my name is Shishir. I'm currently working as an assistant professor at the Center for Cyber Physical Systems and Computer Science and Automation at IISE Bangalore. So I'm going to talk about this paper, BD tracking for a class of underactuated robotic systems with kinetic symmetry. So before I begin, a quick look at my background. So I've done a lot of work on a series of robots, from manipulators to bipeds to quadrupeds. The video on the right shows a 6 degree of freedom manipulator transporting burgers from one point to another. And not only that, it's able to flip burgers, and the comparison between the human and the robot is to show that it's remarkably human-like. At the bottom left, we have this little running robot, uh, which was developed in Georgia Tech. So here the goal was to achieve stable running, and we did that by realizing trajectories at the joint level and tracking them. Similarly, on the right-hand side, we have this quadruped called Stock, developed in IISC, where I'm currently working at. And here the goal is to realize a library of behaviors like trotting, walking forward, walking backward, turning, and sidestepping. So all in all, we have quite a few robots here, and there is something that is common in them, and that is that we track trajectories at the lowest level by using either PD control or a PID control law. So PID control is everywhere. In fact, it's used even in the drones. And according to a recent survey by the industry committee on the current and future impact on PID control and advanced control technologies, the acceptance rate is very, very high, which is 91%. So the impact is very high. But the question is, what kind of guarantees are there? So does PD control provide tracking guarantees in robotic systems? Short answer is no, and certainly a bigger no for underactuated systems. But the long answer is for a subclass of underactuated robotic systems and for a subclass of reference trajectories, it is possible to achieve PD tracking with reasonable accuracy. And that's what the goal here is. The goal of the talk is to provide some kind of stability guarantees for PD controlled underactuated robotic systems. So this is the outline of the talk. It's divided into two parts. So first we will look at existing work, focusing on what PD control is and what has been established so far. And then we'll finally focus on the main results of the paper. Okay, so what is PD control? Let's consider a n degree of freedom serial manipulator like the one shown on the right. So we have different types of matrices: the inertia, the Coriolis centrifugal term, the gravity term, and the torque U that is being applied for each and every joint. They have some interesting properties. For example, D is symmetric, positive, definite. And let's say, given the desired configuration QD, if I would like to reach to this set point QD, I would like to apply this control. So we have the proportional term, we have the error term, we have the derivative term, and then we have the error dot term. So this is PD control. This is model free, intuitive, and very easy to implement. Now, as always the case for robotic systems, we use Lyapunov functions. It's all about picking the Lyapunov function. We can think of V as something proportional to the error, and because V dot is negative, error is decreasing as a function of time. So we have asymptotic stability. So it's all about finding that Lyapunov function for this PD control systems. So in order to understand this, let's simplify this a little bit. Let's remove the gravity terms and let's consider a PD control law. And the goal here is to achieve asymptotic stability. In other words, driving X to 0, Q should go to a QD, Q dot should go to 0. And we can pick this candidate Lyapunov function. So it has the error term with the Kp, and it has the kinetic energy term. So it is a sum of two terms. We can actually think of it as a potential energy like function and a kinetic energy function. And what's interesting is that when we take the derivative, we get this expression, and with additional checks like the Lassalle's, we can show asymptotic stability, right? And in fact, this kinetic energy enabled us to do something of this type. So we can now generalize this. We can now talk about time varying desired configuration with the gravity included. So we now have QD of T instead of QD. It is dependent on time, and accordingly we have QD dot of T. So we have error and error dot. So we have PD control law. And it's not really possible to achieve asymptotic stability, but what we can do is we can talk about ultimate boundedness. In this case, we can actually talk about exponential convergence to an ultimate bound. And we can do this by using this Lyapunov function, which is nothing but what I showed earlier on the left-hand side with the addition of the cross terms. So we have alpha E transpose dE dot, where alpha is given below. And as it turns out, what's interesting is that this cross terms were discovered by 3 independent groups at the same period of time. So we have the setting where we have a manipulator with a PD control law, and we have this candidate Lyapunov function where we would like to show ultimate boundedness, exponential converges to an ultimate bound. And for this to happen, we need additional assumptions, which are actually not restrictive. So we have some inequalities required to be satisfied. For the first one, on the D dot C and G, which are the model of the matrix, which are the model for the robot. And we have assumptions on the desired trajectory. It has to be differentiable, and QT dot and QT double dot should be bounded for all time. Like I mentioned, this is not really restrictive. In fact, a large body of robotic systems satisfy assumption 1, the first assumption. For example, a cart pole satisfies this, but a pendulum slider mechanism, which is not really commonly seen, it does not satisfy this. Our systems are mainly on the type that are shown on the left. So given this result, we would like to establish stability of underactuated robotic systems. So when I say underactuated, I'm referring to a mapping matrix here, which is like a tall matrix. Here, the dimension of the input is less than the degrees of freedom of the system, right? And there are quite a few examples. Like I mentioned before, a cart pole satisfies this. It's an underactuated system. We have the compass cake, and we have the walking robots, which are also classic examples of hybrid underactuated systems. And I have a very similar result on PD control, stability of PD controlled walking robots, where we have used some assumptions on the hybrid zero dynamics. In this paper, we would like to provide guarantees irrespective of the properties of the zero dynamics. And that's where the difference lies. So in order to understand this better, let's try to look at a cart pole system. So here the cart is actuated. That's why there is a force that is acting horizontally, and we have a pole which is not actuated. So the pole needs to be driven to a vertical position. So the goal is to drive theta to 0. What we can do is we can actually separate the dynamics. We can actually remove R double dot by using rho 1 and substituting rho 2. And we get an equation of this form. So on the right-hand side, we have this mapping from the force, which is actually applied to the cart, to the pole dynamics. And for me to apply any meaningful control to drive the pole to 0, we cannot have this term to be 0 on the right-hand side. In fact, this is the mapping from the force to the pole dynamics, right? So the mapping cannot be 0, which means that our results are restricted to a subset of states of the system. But because our control law is very simple, which is a PD control law, we are still okay with doing this. So we can actually talk about local boundedness of the pole, but not for the cart position. And we can actually do this by using this Lyapunov function, where instead of the inertia matrix, we are using a Schur complement form, which is the reduced dimension, which has a reduced dimension, of course, and the cross terms. So this form is actually similar to what I showed earlier for a fully actuated robotic system. So we can actually talk about boundedness of pole, but not for the cart position. So in fact, the results shown in the paper ask for the pole only, right? Or for the coordinates similar to that of the pole. So they're called the shape variables. And those coordinates which are not of interest to us are the external variables. So we establish boundedness. We actually establish convergence to a bound, specific bound for any arbitrary interval for the shape variables only, which is actually sufficient for a lot of the use cases. So we can generalize, we can also generalize the mapping from the force to the pole dynamics, which is called the BU here. We can actually derive a term called lambda, which is a function of BU and E. And as long as lambda is positive definite, we have this result. So for any arbitrary interval, we can talk about local convergence to a bound. So in this case, for any arbitrary interval, we have convergence to a bound in the interval 0, t for any starting point within the neighborhood, right? So we need a small enough neighborhood. We can make this result stronger with additional assumptions, which is what the main result is in the paper. So these results, these assumptions are based on the kinetic symmetry property. So if the robot has kinetic symmetry, in other words, the kinetic energy is invariant of some of the external variables, invariant of the external variables, and the shape variables are actuated. And if they're not actuated, then they have to satisfy the symmetric conditions. So if these two conditions are satisfied, we can come up with stronger results. And these are not really restrictive again. In fact, the examples shown on the right satisfy these conditions, these assumptions. And more details about this are in the paper. So for a system of this type, we can strike out the local requirement. So we can talk about any arbitrary initial state given that lambda is positive definite. And we can actually talk about exponential convergence to a bound for any arbitrary interval t, right? So with this, I'll conclude. So I established local boundedness or tracking error for any arbitrary time interval for the class of underactuated robotic systems. And with additional assumptions like the kinetic symmetry, we showed stronger results. Note that you have not used any assumption on the zero dynamics, and future work will involve studying PID control and QP formulations of PID tracking. So with this, I'll conclude. Thank you very much for listening.